Hello, Lady Raider Nation. Welcome back to season 2 of Living It Up with the Lady Raiders, and this is episode 1, a story of resilience with Miss Riley McKinney. Riley, how are you doing?
Doing good, glad to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you here for season 2, and I'm excited to talk about your story because you have one resilient story that I feel like we really need to unpack. So are you ready to get into it?
Yes.
Okay, so I honestly, if you look up in the dictionary, resilience, your picture should be there. Like seriously, like Riley McKinney because of the things that you had to overcome in life. So Riley, you were born with a cleft palate and then also ear perforations like in your eardrums, correct?
Yes.
When you were a baby. Can you kind of just hit on that a little bit more and what your childhood was like?
Yes, so it started out at a young age going through a lot. I think it was really more hard on my parents because being born with a cleft palate, we were in a small town, you don't really know what that is. And so they didn't really know how to work around it. And then adding the perforations and the holes in my eardrums, which was causing me to have extreme hearing loss. It was just like double the trauma, I feel like. So growing up, it was tough. It was also a learning experience though, because I never knew anybody that had these problems. And so it was also cool to learn more about my life, more about myself, and just how to work around it and figure out how to just succeed with those problems.
Talking a little bit about your parents and then obviously learning about your journey as you got older and what they had to go through, how amazing was it to know how supportive they were and how helpful and impactful they were throughout your entire life?
It was amazing, really. You know, my parents are really hard on me, and I think that's what helped me through a lot is they didn't ever let me quit or let me feel defeated. And so they pushed me all the time. And I think that honestly is the biggest thing for me because I never felt different than somebody else, and they didn't let me feel that way because it was really hard on my parents, my dad especially. Whenever he has to talk about it, it's really hard for him because he hated the fact that if I ever thought that way. And so them just being there for me every single day, they pushed me so hard. I have an older brother, they didn't treat me any different than him. And so it's amazing to have them in my corner, and I'm so blessed.
You talked a little bit about how it's taught you just grit and just determination in life. And truly, I'll be honest, like when I came here as a graduate assistant, when I came back, I didn't know about your story fully until when we played at OU and you got hit. And that's whenever I started realizing, oh my gosh, it's like deeper than I would have thought or imagined because you're so deceptive on a court. Like no one would know that this is something that has happened in your childhood or in your life or something that you're still dealing with because of how deceptive you are on a court. Can you talk just a little bit about how that's been able to shape your mentality and your determination when it comes to basketball?
Yes, I would say that started at a young age, and that was really from my parents as well. Like, you know, there's no excuses whenever it comes to sports. And so with basketball, you know, it's tough. It's hard to hear really my teammates, my coaches, because it's loud. There's fans. And so that was always a struggle for me. But at the end of the day, you know, like I've tried to find knickknacks to like work around it. And with my hearing aids, you know, they come out with new ones all the time that try to help me get through games and get through that process. But it's always going to be tough. But I think as I've gotten older and I've matured, I've just realized, you know, that this is just how it's going to be and it's never going to change.
That's amazing, Riley, to have that mindset. You're legally deaf, correct? So how much hearing do you have in both ears?
I have 5% in the right and 6% in the left. It's about the same.
Yeah. Do you know any sign language?
I do know the alphabet.
Okay, girl. So I feel like you should do the ABCs.
I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All of the rest, but it takes a little bit.
Okay, so talking a little about obviously your childhood, and I know this past summer when we had camp, we actually had a child that had hearing impairment, and her mom was very big on wanting her to connect with you. How have you been able to use your platform to help others who are facing adversity similar to yours?
Yes, that's actually really good because I think when I was younger, I never expected it. And so now that I'm here and I'm having kids feel that they can come to camps, because that little girl had never stepped foot in a door like that and been in camp and been around others feeling that way. So it's just truly amazing. I never thought in a million years that I would be that impactful on kids. But at the end of the day, you know, that's what I strive to be. I want kids to feel comfortable and feel normal, even though they may have, you know, walls that they have to climb over. And so meeting her at camp, being with her, it was so amazing. It was something I'll never forget, and I'm just so proud of who she's going to be in life.
So speaking of walls that you had to climb over, Riley, were there ever any times that you just wanted to just stop pursuing any type of athletic dreams that you had for yourself and you just wanted to just give it all up?
I think it wouldn't be giving up the sports, but I wanted to give up the doctor's appointments. That was the main thing. It was every week, every day we were on the road going to Dallas. I'd have speech therapy and then soccer practice and then this doctor and then that practice. So I spent a lot of my childhood in the hospital, which a lot of people don't know about me because I never talk about it. But it was 5 out of 7 days a week I was there. And so it's tough, but I think that's one thing that I wish I was able to stop was the doctor's appointments, which is hard to say, but I did.
Yeah. So even talking a little bit about what the doctor's appointments and the things that you had to go through, how were you able to fit those doctor's appointments around all the championships you won in high school? Because you had 3 state championships. So clearly with all those doctor appointments, you still made time to get it on the court because even one of those championships, you were also the MVP of that game, correct? So what does it mean for you that you've been able to accomplish so much regardless of the obstacles that have been set up against you?
It's just a blessing, really. I feel very blessed. I'm so happy where I'm at, and I was so happy at that stage in high school too. I had great people in my corner, my friends, my family, and I just feel like I was matured at that time, and so I understood what was going on, and so then I put everything else on the side, and I was just playing basketball, and that's how I feel like I am today.
So you are one of the returning leading scorers for Lady Raider basketball this season, shooting phenomenal from the field and from the 3 this year. How has it been watching your dreams come to fruition under this Lady Raider program and Coach Gerlich?
It's been amazing. I've known Coach Gerlich a long time, and so she's understood how I am as a person for years now. And so to be on this team and with this staff and this program, it's been amazing. I feel so comfortable here, and they're just so supportive of anybody on this team. So I feel so blessed. I love it here, and I'm just so excited for this season.
So now, in your early 20s, what is something that you would want to tell your younger self? Seeing everything that you've gone through, what is something that you would want to tell your younger self to be able to strive?
I think I would just want to tell my younger self that she was going to make it. I never thought I'd be in this position ever. When I was younger, I never knew what my journey was going to look like. And so if I was able to sit down with younger Riley, I just would want her to know that she was going to make it and accomplish all her goals.
Oh my gosh, now that is a story of resilience. Thank you so much, Riley, for coming on here and just talking a little bit about what you've gone through in your life and just also using your platform to show others that it is possible. It is so possible regardless of any type of adversity that comes your way in life. And thank you, Lady Raider Nation, for tuning in for another season of Living Up with the Lady Raiders. I'm your host, Zuri Sanders. Wreck 'em.